Everyone, welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti. It is so good to see you on this Monday. So let's talk about March Madness because it is here. Let's take a live look at Las Vegas, where the Gonzaga women and men basketball teams take to the court today. Both teams are playing in the semifinals of the West Coast Conference Championship. It's a big deal. The women's game will tip off shortly. In fact, just tipping off now. With the men playing later tonight, both teams are looking to officially punch their ticket to the big dance. KREM 2's Andrew Quinn and Travis Green are in Las Vegas right now and have a look at what to watch for in the big games.
You look at the men, this is a team that's got a chip on their shoulder.
There's no doubt about it, from the early season struggles to the doubters they've had in the media to even getting snubbed for the WCC individual awards. It's safe to say this team has a lot to prove this week.
The chip on our shoulder only got bigger, and we've heard all the doubters all year, especially in the preseason. Everybody was hating on us, and especially with these awards just coming out, I think some guys will have a little bigger chip on their shoulder, but it's just all fuel to the fire. We're a competitive group, and so I don't know if we necessarily needed extra motivation, but if we did, I think that certainly provided it for some guys.
And as for the Gonzaga women, Travis, they'll take on Pacific, and despite a perfect conference slate, this team still has a lot to play for.
Absolutely, Andrew. They are a lock for the March Madness tournament, but what they aren't a lock for is hosting games in the Kennel, a top 16 seed on the line if they get this conference tournament championship.
I think if we can play how we know how to play, then that's going to have a positive end for us, and then that would lead us, with the most recent result or reveal. They do have us there, and it still requires other people to do things. It's not totally dependent on us, but that's the only part that we can control.
I think it's just super exciting to know the position that we've gotten ourselves in, and if that's what our ranking shows, then I'm grateful for it. But I think if anything, it's just a test to what we've been able to do this semester, and we really do want to host here at Spokane, so we're just going to continue working towards that goal.
All right, and as we mentioned once or twice, Andrew and Travis are in Las Vegas right now as the Gonzaga women tip off. They will have highlights and reaction from the game coming up on KREM 2 News at 4 o'clock. Then they'll have coverage of the Gonzaga men later tonight, and of course the Cougs coming up later this week. Watch for their live reports from Las Vegas. You'll only find it right here on KREM 2. All right, in the past few hours, we got a final look at the latest AP rankings ahead of the NCAA tournament. The Gonzaga men continue their climb in the latest poll. The Zags are up 2 spots this week, number 17. Gonzaga is now pretty much a lock for the NCAA tournament, but could improve their seed with some wins in Vegas. And the Gonzaga women's basketball team is also moving up in the AP rankings. The Zags are ranked number 14. That's up 1 spot from last week. And as you heard from Travis and Andrew, the Gonzaga women are hoping to land a top 4 seed, which would then allow them to host the first 2 rounds of the tournament right here in Spokane. The Washington State men's basketball team dropped 4 spots this week to number 22. The Cougs lost to their rivals, UW, last week. Wazoo starts play in the Pac-12 tournament. That's coming up Thursday and could improve their seeding for the NCAA tournament with a couple of wins. All right. We've talked a lot of sports, so now let's talk some weather. We have meteorologist Thomas Patrick. He is outside getting some sunshine, vitamin D, in the KREM 2 Outdoor Weather Center. Thomas, it was really sunny for a little bit. What's it like right now?
Yeah, I would call this mostly cloudy at the moment, but there are definitely a few cloud breaks overhead, and the sun is finding a little bit of purchase there. So not a completely gray day by any stretch of the imagination, but some rain chances will be back later on. At least our temperatures are decently mild. We're at 47 right now as of the noon hour, and a few 50s already from Ritzville and westward, including 51 in Omag. But that thicker cloud cover is starting to cross the Cascades. This is the push of moisture that will result in our next rain chances. If you look at Doppler radar, nothing more than just a few mountain showers at the moment, but a little bit of activity just now popping up over Lincoln County. So from here for the afternoon, nothing more than scattered shower chances. So it could very well rain in any moment's notice here. But I think the more widespread rain begins at about 8 o'clock for this evening. It's the nighttime hours that'll feature by far the most rain overall. That's only one half of the story for this week. The other half is, well, saying hello to spring. Our temperature outlook is way up heading into the St. Patrick's Day weekend. So coming up, I'll show you exactly how warm we are already forecasting that weekend to be.
All right, it's getting close to get your ballot in for Washington's presidential primary election. Ballots are due tomorrow night, so you'll need to put them in a drop box or have them postmarked by 8 p.m. for your vote to count. You also need to select a party on the outside of the envelope. Now, we want to mention this is the only time you'll need to do that. Your party affiliation will be removed from your voter record 60 days after results are certified. Then come November, you can vote for anyone you choose, regardless of party. Also come November, Washington voters will find 3 initiatives on their ballots. This comes after 3 other initiatives were passed by Washington lawmakers just last week. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones breaks down what voters can expect coming up in November.
Yeah, for starters, enough voters signed petitions to qualify 6 initiatives for the ballot. 3 of those were passed by legislators, including a new measure to give police greater ability to pursue people in vehicles. The other 3 will be left up to voters during the November election. Those 3 initiatives represent a call for repealing the state's Climate Commitment Act, repealing the capital gains tax, and letting people opt out of the long-term care program. All of these initiatives were sponsored by State Representative and Republican Party Chair Jim Walsh, and he says it was easy finding voters who were fed up with the new taxes.
We can afford these tax reforms and repeals without putting any hardship on the basic functions of the state government.
Other representatives say without the climate law, road projects would be canceled, and if the capital gains tax is thrown out, schools and child care facilities would lose funding. Governor Jay Inslee has vowed to use his remaining time in office to defend the measures.
Those initiatives jointly would kneecap, would blow a hole in all of these benefits that Washingtonians are now enjoying. And I do not believe that Washingtonians want to gut our funding for schools. I don't think they want to gut our funding for transportation.
Governor Inslee also says eliminating the Climate Commitment Act would also increase pollution in the state. But for now, reporting in the newsroom, I'm Brandon T. Jones.
Still to come right here on KREM 2 News at noon, a royal controversy. Princess Kate is apologizing today all over a family photo that had many news agencies doing a double take.